Hi, thank you for watching and a video blog. Today from Istanbul in Turkey. Now when I talk about declining birth rates, when I talk about them on my channel, I get many comments because it's a topic, of course, that's very important. Many people understand that it's not right when birth rates are dropping, especially when they're dropping below replacement levels of 2.1 children per woman. Now what I often see is that people blame feminism for the dropping birth rates. And they say it's all because of feministic indoctrination in the West, and because of strong feminism. You know, that's why the birth rates are declining. And that's interesting, because I think that was something that I would be thinking also like 10 years ago. Will be like a Pavlov reaction, like, yeah, it's feminism, roar. Now, I'm not really a fan of feminism. I am for equality on a natural level, so man, woman have the same equality. They are bonding, so there are unity. And that's not what modern feminism is talking about. It's more like being a rebel. I don't like that. I don't like rebellic behavior. So that's why I'm not a fan. But is it really causing the birth rates to decline? I highly doubt that. Many of these mentors are still under the impression that declining birth rates is only something from the West. It's only happening in Europe, or maybe Europe, United States. But already there you can see that it goes wrong. Because you might say, oh yeah, it's indoctrination in the West, in the Western world. But Japan isn't really the West. Japan is very ethnocentric and also never had really like a cultural Marxistic revolution like we had in the 1960s and 70s. Maybe they have, but not that strong, not that aggressive. So you can't really say that it's only something in the West. And it's indoctrination. I agree that feminism is harmful in a way, but in other ways. It doesn't really have to do with the birth rate, because births are very natural and you have to really go deep to lower the birth rates with reason. Having children is an instinct and you can basically not like debate that or like convince people to do otherwise. But they continue to say that yeah, it's all this cultural Marxistic indoctrination. And although that is very harmful and damaging, but not on the birth rates. Because if you would look at countries that are very non-feministic, for example India is known to be, well, let's say politely, not a super feministic country. Not like Sweden. And in India, the birth rates are declining. They're now reaching the critical 2.1 level. And probably soon it will be lower than 2.1. Because that's what it is. Once the train leaves, it won't stop. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense. If you have India with no Marxistic cultural revolution, is until today absolutely one of the countries that is not super feminine friendly, or whatever you want to call it. They absolutely don't have a lot of women's rights and etc. And yeah, it's even unsafe for many women there. But even there, the birth rates are declining. So the reasoning that it all has to do with feministic indoctrination is just not true. Because in such a country as India, the birth rates are also declining. Now another example is Mexico. Now, it's a wonderful country, but also it's not an overly feministic country. And some people would argue, they say, well, yeah, it all has to do with macho culture and blah, blah, blah. But in Mexico, which is for some of them apparently a macho culture, the birth rates are also declining. So it doesn't really make any sense. There's something else going on. The birth rates are declining because many people are just choose to do so. There's no big program behind it. There's no indoctrination. Nothing of this going on. It is just something that people make a personal decision on. They just decide to not have a large family, to not have a family at all, to wait with having children. And of course, this can be contributed to birth control, but still, it has nothing to do with feminism, because apparently in other countries that are not feministic, this is also taking place. It's just a personal decision. And again, maybe this personal decision wasn't really the case in the past because there was no birth control, but still, that is the only reason why the birth rates are declining, because women just decide to. It's their decision. In many countries, many feministic countries, or countries with strong women's rights, like Germany or the Netherlands, they will reward you if you will have more children. But still, the birth rates are low. And you can see that the governments are doing their best to increase these numbers. But if people just decide not to have more children, then it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. Because like I say, it's an instinct to have children, to want children, to have more children. So this whole argument of, oh, it's feministic thinking, it's feministic indoctrination, it's untrue. It doesn't exist. Because also in the Netherlands you can see that there's a lot of indoctrination of feminism, and in Germany and in Sweden and some other surrounding countries, but these are mostly known as very feministic countries. But there's still women having traditional families. And I'm not talking only about like the ultra-orthodox Christians, but I'm also talking about average women that have lots of children. Not many, but still there are women. So if the indoctrination would work, if there was feministic indoctrination, none of them would have any children, or one, or two at most. But then everybody would say, I have one child, put it in daycare, and I work full-time. This is not happening. There are women, even in the most feministic countries, that are having large families. Not a lot, but enough to say that this indoctrination is not very effective. The same shows, for example, for India. Without any indoctrination, still the birth rates are declining fast. So you can't really blame indoctrination to declining birth rates. You can't blame feministic indoctrination to declining birth rates. That's just not how it works. I wish the world was that easy to blame somebody, blame something, but it goes much deeper. It's something you cannot control. And that is, it's a personal choice now. As you can see around the world, whether you're from a feminist country or a very unfeminist country, the birth rates are declining. So that was for today. Thank you for watching. And from Istanbul, Turkey, I say see you next time.